Hello, I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. Welcome. Today I have all these vintage shirts, and I thought we could. I have more. I have even more than this. But I thought we could take a look at them and talk about how they're cut and the difference between a vintage shirt and a new shirt, and then just look at the designs. So if that seems like something you might be interested in, stay tuned. And subscribe, please. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers because apparently then all the stupid ads that are playing on YouTube, they will actually give you a few pennies for. But not until you're 500 subscribers. Okay, so this is a vintage shirt. Hold on, let me start with this one. Okay. This is it's funny because this shirt's probably actually vintage too, but from the 90s. But this is a newer shirt, and it's, Van Heusen, and you can see it's polyester, 85% polyester, 35% cotton. And the way you can tell a vintage shirt like this one is from the 1950s. That's not a good one. It's missing a button. Sorry. Hold on. We'll do this one. Okay. So the way you can tell the difference, one of the differences, is this collar. See how there's a button at the top? It buttons like that. These old shirts had what's called a loop collar. So if you ever see an old shirt with a loop like that, that's a loop collar. And what it would do is you'd button it to the little button right here. And then you could have it button to the top and put your tie there without there being a button in there. The other thing, these old shirts, see how the button goes vertically? In newer shirts, well, that was a terrible example. Almost all of them go horizontally. I thought that was wrong when I looked at it. The old shirts go horizontally, and the new shirts go vertically. And that's true on almost all vintage shirts, but obviously not every single one, because that one did have vertical. And the old shirts have 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. Let's button it up so we can see them. So they have 4 buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's no other button down here. Plus they have the loop collar. That's how you make it go like that. Newer shirts have the top button, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one has 7. But part of that's because these old shirts were made with a flat bottom on them, so you could wear them untucked. So they just would sit right at just below your belt line. But the new ones have a not flat bottom, and they're not meant to be left untucked. They're meant to be tucked in. So that's why there's so much longer and so much more material in here. The problem is most guys started wearing them untucked. So then you have them hanging down, below their bottom. When really, these look so nice. They're cut just straight. This almost doesn't look straight, but it is. Anyway, I'm trying to think what other difference is there. This one says Penley Wash and Wear, 15 and a half medium. This one's 100% cotton, but most of them are polyester or poly cotton mix, and they just don't wrinkle. Like, I don't know how this cotton doesn't wrinkle, but it just doesn't wrinkle. You can just wash and wear. And just the patterns on these are so interesting and cool looking. All right, so there's a vintage. And this new shirt. Put that away. I'm going to have to be reaching down. So yeah, I was showing you this one, which is unusual that it has the buttons going this way. But let's see how many buttons it has. One. Which leads me to believe this might be a later model. Because I don't know why they started cutting them this way. It must be the machines they used. 1, 2, 3, 4. It still only has 4 buttons, but I can see this shirt's slightly longer than a lot of the, sorry, take a drink of water. I have an itchy throat. I don't know, I can't get rid of this, like, little cold I have. This is a Town Craft by Pennies. Pen pressed means you never iron when tumble dried. And that's true. You don't ever have to iron these things. 65% polyester, 35% cotton, made in Taiwan. And just look how cool that tag is. And then this pattern on here. Oh yeah, and you can see the loop collar and the little button. So you put the loop over that button. But the great thing is when it's not in buttoned up, which I wouldn't think most men wear it that way, it just lays flat. So it looks really nice. It just lays flat. But look at the colors and everything. I just love these little vintage shirts. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Here is a shirt from probably the 1970s. And the way you can tell that is look how big this collar is. Starting in like the late 60s to the 70s, the collars kept getting bigger and bigger. I've had some that have collars out here, but this one just has a bigger collar. It's called the Bum Shirt, Manhattan. And look, it's got a little, what do you call that? Not a gunny sack. What is it? It's like the hobo stick with the bag on it. I don't know. But this one's kind of fun because the buttons stop here. And it's still flat on the bottom. I think this could look really cool on somebody. Let's see, what does it say on the tag? 65% polyester, 35% cotton. Wash in warm water, do not bleach. Yeah. Aren't there people who do ASMR videos where they fold really nicely? That's not me. Okay. This one, I love this one. Look at the color. It's like salmon. I don't know if it'll show up on my camera, the exact color, but it's like this coral. It is so 1950s. It's like if you watch Mad Men, Joan, her apartment was like painted almost a color like this. I actually painted my fireplace this color. I kind of used the shirt to match it. This one says Town Craft Pen Pressed Plus. Means you never iron when tumble dried. And so this has a loop collar like that. And then it has the buttonholes that go horizontal. That one looks like a string is pulled on it. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons, and then a nice flat bottom on it. And see how close it is from that last button to the bottom. So this would sit just below your waist. And then look at like a winged, what do you call those guys? The winged Pegasus kind of guy on there. He does the folding in our house. We all have our special skills. Look at that. That's not too bad, you guys. Look. Ooh, nice. Ooh, okay. Next. Oh, I like this one. This one's just gray. It seems kind of boring, but it looks so nice on. My son wears this one sometimes. So this is a Penny's Towncraft Wash and Wear, 65% Dacron polyester and 35% cotton. Dacron was DuPont's polyester. I think it's just polyester, but they, trademarked or patented the name Dacron. And they still use it. Like, you can still buy that now, Dacron. But I don't think they make shirts out of it. I don't know. Maybe it's flammable or something. Don't know. Okay, so this one, we've got the loop collar. It lays nice and flat. See how these aren't too big? They're just a nice size collar. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of pearl buttons. And look at this. It's got like this cool gear design. It's like 2 gears. I think that's cool looking. And then a nice flat bottom on it. And the back. Oh yeah, they have these little, what do you call those, pleats on the back, so it kind of hangs nice. I'm telling you, I don't know why they quit making shirts with this design. And then during the 90s, when like swingers was popular, they started to make tried to make these kind of shirts again, but they made them all way too long and way too much material, so all the guys just looked like big. That wasn't as good. I didn't fold it as nice. It just made men look like wide. I don't think it was very attractive because they just made the shirts too big. Really, I think if a shirt fits you, you're going to look trimmer. Not that that's the goal, but if that's what you want to do. All right. This one my husband wears all the time. This is a Towncraft pen pressed. Means you never iron when tumble dried. And it's got that cool design. What's cool about this shirt is just the pattern. Look at that. It's like this sort of, I don't know, is that teal, baby blue? I don't know. And then orange and kind of cream. I just love it. And this one's long sleeve. Oh, I'm sorry, my son's singing. I forgot to tell him everybody's home for Thanksgiving, and usually I warn them. I told them I want a red light to turn on so that they know. I forgot. Okay, he stopped. So I do this all in one take, so we have to just put up with it. Yeah, so this is a long sleeve shirt, which is pretty cool. And the horizontal again, and it's got the loop collar with the loop button. So if you wanted to wear it up, you could, like that. But it sits nice and flat. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons, and just a little bit of space before you have the flat bottom. And this one's got the 2 pockets here and here, so you could put your little pen protector in there. Nerd out. All right. Yep. You think this is good? You should see me fold a sheet. All right, there we go. It's nice. Oh, this one, you guys are gonna die when you see this shirt. It's so cool. Look at it. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is sort of a version, or I guess it is, a shadow plaid. My absolute favorite shirts are shadow plaids. I love a shadow plaid flannel shirt. And it just looks like it's not black and white, it's just like a shadow. And this one is so cool. It's got the like turquoise and blue and brown, and it kind of becomes purple. I think this shirt's so nice. So this is a Sears Permapress 55% polyester, 35% cotton, made in Japan. Never needs ironing. Sears, Roebuck and Company, USA. And you can see how thin. I love this one, so thin. So in the summertime, you could wear this and you stay so nice and cool and comfortable. This one my husband wears all the time. He always wears an undershirt. He's old-fashioned like that. Oh, I know what about this one. This one's funny because it is a loop collar, but he bought this shirt when he was in high school in the 1980s, like early 80s, like 81, and he used to be able to just go to any, thrift store, and all the old men would be getting rid of their shirts, so you could find these, and he was a, like, I don't know, like new romantic, like he was rockabilly during the early 80s. So he was kind of an outcast at his high school because all the guys were into heavy metal and Led Zeppelin, not heavy metal, but Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, and he was like really into like the Clash and Stray Cats and all that. Anyway, so he would buy up all these 50s shirts, and unfortunately a lot of them, I don't know, over the years we don't still have, but we have this one and a few. But he, for some reason, because he was a young teenager, thought that the loop looked stupid, so he cut the loop off of his loop collars. So he can't do it, and he's sad about that now because the loop's cool. But when you're a teenager, you don't know. You used to be able to pick these shirts up for 75 cents at the thrift store. Not anymore. All right, so we've got the horizontal buttonhole. 1, 2. Why isn't it going in? 3. 4, 5, and then just a little bit before you get to the flat bottom. And this one is so cool. If this is your favorite shirt, tell me in the comments. Because it should be. It's the best. And look, my drinking glass like matches it. How cool is that? All right. I just love this one. My favorite. I think it's my favorite. All right, what do we have here? Here's another. This one, I think this is my husband's favorite, but for me this looks too like something my brother used to wear. I guess maybe that's what it is. The stripes are kind of, but it's still cute. What does this one say? 65% Dacron polyester, 35% fine cotton. Hughes, Hatcher, Suffren, I think it says. And again, this is a loop collar that back in the early 80s he cut the loop off of. But it's pretty impressive. These shirts have lasted him since high school, and I kid you not when I tell you he wears them a lot. A lot. Like, I can look at family photos going back, well, we've been together over 30 years, and he's wearing that other shirt and so many of them. Anyway, this one unfortunately is missing a button, so I need to find a match. And I can see this one, look, part of the string is out of it. So that's going to fall off. Oh boy. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. And then it's flat. But these ones are going this way. Yeah, I think this shirt might be a little bit later, like late 60s. It just, the material looks that way to me. It's got pockets. But it's so soft. They're all so soft and thin, so you can see through them. That's how thin they are. So they're great for summertime. Or for like layering, like with a Mr. Rogers, button up sweater. Okay. I don't know how long you guys want to stick around because I got a lot. And And I have, you know, what's funny? Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. I hit the microphone. I have a whole closet full that I didn't even bring. So we can do this again. Oh, look at this one's pockets different. Instead of having two big pockets, this has this one like smaller pocket that's deep. So I guess you put your pen in there. This is so cool. Why does this remind me of like, not Charlie Brown himself, but something somebody on Charlie Brown would wear? Maybe it's the color. But I just love to see how it's like got a stripe and then it's sort of color blocked. It looks so cool. This is Sears Permapress, 65% Duralon polyester, 35% cotton, never needs ironing. Sears, Roebuck and Company. So it's got the loop and 1, 2, 4 buttons. This one looks like it's a little bit longer. And it must be not quite right because, I mean, like for fit for my husband, because he doesn't wear this one and I would think he'd like the color. So I have a feeling it must fit him a little long. So there's that. Okay, I have these on hangers. I have to take them off. This one makes me think of the Beach Boys. Just the way it looks. Sort of lemony colored stripes. Sears Permapress, 50% Duralon polyester. So that's probably some other brand name of polyester. 50% cotton, never needs ironing. Sears Roebuck. So this is not a, this must be from the 70s. This is not a loop collar. You actually button that one. But because of where this button is, it can still open and lay flat. Like a lot of shirts now, this button is either too high or if you undo that one, it's too low. So it's hard to get the right spot. Do you guys know what I mean? Where'd that new shirt go? I just thought of that right now. I gotta look. Because hold on. Nope, that's not it. Where'd I put the, oh, it's on my chair. I just thought of that because my son and I were trying to unbutton his shirt. Yeah, see how narrow it is from here to here. So if you leave this buttoned, you're kind of buttoned up. But if you unbutton this, then all of a sudden you're like, you know, Tom Selleck? I don't know, somebody who shows chest hair. So there's kind of no, see, these are made, they're made like with just the right amount of space there for opening it. Okay, so here we go. We've got one pocket. Doesn't this look like Beach Boys? I feel like it does. And this one has the top button. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then a little bit of space down there. Yeah. What's this one? Oh, this is this. I think this goes back. This is probably pretty early 50s. Penley Wash and Wear, 100% cotton. W.T. Grant Company. I don't know, there's something about the way this looks. The material and the color. It just looks older to me. So, loop collar, but it sits so flat, look at that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons, and just a little bit before the flat. And not too much material down here. So it's not like billowing out. Yeah, I like this shirt. I think this one's a little small for my husband. My oldest son, I mean, could probably wear it, but He wears all his clothes huge. He probably wouldn't wear this. There we go. What's this one? Let's see. Look at the collar. Wow. This one looks big. Towncraft pen pressed means you never iron when tumble dry, size large. Yeah, this one does look larger. It's got the 2 pockets on either side. It's got the loop collar. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. And a little extra space here, so this was definitely for a bigger man, a tall, bigger guy. Yeah, I love the collars though. Look at that. I got this one out just because I like the shadow plaid. It's kind of a weird shirt though. I just like this design. Look at that. It's red and black shadow plaid. But I don't know anything about this shirt. It doesn't even have a tag. I almost wonder if somebody, people used to sew a lot. I don't know. I thought maybe I don't know. There's no tags, there's no maker's marks. So I'm not sure about this shirt, and it's not a loop collar, but it's just a cool color. But this one has a button here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a real long one. I kind of wonder, because this has definitely been around a long time. I kind of think this one maybe is more from the 1980s, like punk rock. This is my new guess at it. That it was sort of the 1980s rockabilly new look. They'd tuck it in with a big belt. All the skinny guys and their big black boots. I kind of think maybe that's what it is. Not sure. It could be 50s, but it's just so long. They didn't usually make them this long. I don't know. It feels like cotton poly mix, but thicker, than the other ones. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little story behind that one. This is a cool color shirt. It's like a aqua blue. Now this one, these cheap plastic hangers, they've been around since forever. Towncraft pen pressed means you never iron when tumble dried. I think this one's a little later because the collar is getting just a little bit bigger, but still a loop collar. And these buttons are kind of nice. They have like a texture. And then it's got this cool little design, like an arrow. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons, and just a little space before the flat bottom. these are like polo shirts, vintage polo shirts, and just look how skinny. That's for a very narrow person. I mean, kids used to wear these kind of shirts like skin tight. Look, it's by Michael Scott. Made in the USA. 50% polyester, 50% cotton. Made in the USA. Machine wash cold, tumble dry low. Avoid over drying. Remove promptly. No chlorine bleach. Size medium. And look, it was from Kaufman's. $3.97 on sale. Does have a date. Department. No date. Too bad. I bet this is from maybe even the 80s. I bet it's probably from like 82 or 83. What do you guys think? Any guesses? I don't know. I don't know how to date these ones really. 1, 2, 3 buttons. It just looks like what all the kids in school wore when I was in elementary. Michael Scott. I guess we could, well, I was going to say look up Kaufman's, but they were in business for a long time, so that doesn't really help. That was bad. Okay. This one. This one is from the 70s. And I'll show you how I know. Look at the collar on that sucker. This shirt is so cool. I love it so much. It is like a sweater. It's like that material. Oh, it's like rayon with like a waffly, or not waffle, but like a, I can't think of what you call that, but it's like kind of stretchy. I feel like during the 90s, any of you women who were around the 90s, or men, I guess anybody, but they made, or non-binary, excuse me, I'm old, but anyway, they made dresses out of this that were like skin, they kind of skim your body. That's what this feels like. But this is from probably the 1970s. I'm basing that on this. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons and a straight bottom on it. Short sleeves and like a cool little pattern there. Oh, look, there's a button on the back to hold the collar down. Oh man, this is cool. I think I just picked this up somewhere because I thought it was cool. This is definitely not something like my husband would wear. He wouldn't wear a big cut. He's a rockabilly dude to this day. Okay. This one's kind of interesting. This is a Arnold Palmer, what does that say? 50% Vicron polyester. They all had their own name. 50% cotton, Robert Bruce. And it has a little like golf umbrella on there because it's Arnold Palmer. But what's kind of fun about this polo, because the color is not that exciting, but it has these little like details. But this is what's kind of fun. It's got the bottom that, like a little elastic bottom, so you could have that at your waist, and it had the little detail. I think that's kind of cute. And it's real soft, super soft. is an old bowling shirt, which is kind of classic. And this is by Hilton. Do not bleach, and it even has like the little bowling pins and the guy bowling. So Hilton probably made shirts specially for people to make into bowling shirts. Permanent press, machine wash, warm water, tumble dry, medium heat, remove promptly. And this one, let's see, does it have a, no. So this one you just button at the top if you wanted it buttoned, but you'd probably wear it open like that. And somebody has their name Bob written on it. And then TRAA, I don't know, that must have been their league. But what's fun is all the little black and white and yellow details going along. And then it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons. If I can get them buttoned up, button it up. All right, and then the good flat bottom, so you could wear your nice bowling slacks and have this hanging out. And this is a little bigger. I think a bigger guy could have worn this. So, and it feels like it's just cotton. Well, what did it say? Did it say? It didn't tell you. Yeah. And then the back also has the details on it. And it seems to have cat hair all over it. So what? I have no idea how this got cat hair on it. Should have been hung up. I'll have to wash it. I'll put that in a separate pile. Well, guys, I think that's pretty good. I have tons more shirts, and I thought I might do vintage ties. And what else do I have? I have vintage, I don't know, I have all kinds of clothes. So let me know if there's anything you'd like to see. I kind of like when people, I don't know, there's something about the sound of the fabric I like. So I could do something just kind of with the sounds. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching.